Hey guys, what's up? It's sci-fi here, and today we're going to be talking about how you can farm resources just a little bit better in Warframe. Like, for example, where do I get organ cells, or where do I get neural sensors? Questions like that I've been asked in the comment section below. So, why would you need organ cells, neural sensors? What's the point in resources anyway? Well, this thing over here called the Foundry, you need resources to build stuff here. You don't know where to get resources. Pretty much everything that you can build in here is useless because you need the resources to build them, and without the resources you can't build them, so that means you can't get them. So you need to get resources to get new stuff. So resources can be used to build keys, they can be used to build new weapons, they can use to build new warframes, warframe parts. Let's see what else. Forma, orcan reactors, orcan catalysts. Keys, as I mentioned. Heal restores, like ammo restores, energy restores. What's this here? Some appearances, enhancements. Oh, yeah, that's for like arcane stuff from the raids. Sentinels, arcwing stuff, melee. You know, all the good stuff that you expect to be able to get in the game. Basically anything. It's where you build it over there in the Foundry. Now, where do we actually get resources? So, if you're looking for a particular resource, for example, we take into consideration the most sought out resources in the game, which is going to be neurodes, neural sensors, and organ cells. Those are like the most sought out. And you see, I don't have any neurodes at the minute. I only have 9 organ cells. I don't have 33 neural sensors. Morphic's probably a little bit more for a new player. And then there's another one called Gallium. These ones drop very rarely. And you can get them off like certain bosses, so they're easier to get off certain bosses. But no one really wants to kill bosses to get them. There's easier ways to get resources, so we're going to be talking about that in this video. This is going to be more like a discussion where you guys can share ideas in the comments where works best for you to farm. It's not all just down to my opinion and how I do it, but I will go over how I do it. But first off, let's go over where we can get particular resources and where I think is the best place to farm for these particular resources. Now, if we're going for the main things, first off, the one called Gallium, you get that in Mars without a doubt. You can get it in Mars. You kill the boss, Sergeant Nathaniel. At least that's what I think his name is, isn't it? Nathaniel? If we look for the boss, I can't actually see the boss name. Whatever. It's the assassination mission on Mars, and you can get Gallium here. Another place that you can get Gallium is the survivals and the defenses. I would recommend between the survivals and the assassination mission, you could even play some dark sector survivals, and you're definitely going to get drops there. So the reason I say survivals is because unlimited enemies spawn there, so the more enemies you're killing, the more chance you're going to get for the Gallium to drop, where if you're running the assassination mission, you're killing one enemy and there's a chance that he's going to drop like 2 Gallium at a time. Where most enemies, they are going to drop 2 Gallium at a time if you're playing a survival mission. Well, and with the survival mission, every 5 minutes you're going to be getting other rewards, so I definitely recommend doing a survival mission on the planet of, you know, where you want to get the Gallium from, which is only Mars. Unfortunately, you can get Gallium from Mars. Go on Mars, play a survival mission, or play the assassination mission. That's how you get Gallium. Next up, neural sensors. Okay, so we can get them off, obviously, survivals, as I said. A good defense mission to get neural sensors is probably IO. You can play any survival on this, really, and get resources. You could also play the dark sectors, as I said, but most people like to kill Alad V, who is the boss on Famistio. And he usually drops 2 at a time. Again, it's only a chance that he's going to drop them. He's not, like, definitely going to drop them, so Saturn, same thing. Basically just play these survival missions or defense missions, and you will get organ cell drops. I recommend the dark sector defense for once, because it's a small map. You're killing the enemies all around the pod, and they're going to drop the cells. You could still do the same with the survival, but usually people just like to go in and kill Sargus Rock. It only drops 1 organ cell at a time, I believe. I don't really use Sargus Rock as a farming method that much, because I usually just play the voids to get organ cells, and I usually have like a good stack of them from playing that. But the main way to get organ cells is simply just by playing Saturn. It's one of the rarer items in the game. But if you play voids a lot, they are given as rewards as well, so it's not like recommended that, well, it's not the best reward ever in the void if you're getting an organ cell from it, so people like to come here to get their organ cells, just because it's quick and it's handy to do. Well, Sargus Rock isn't the quickest boss to kill in the game. So, yeah. Okay, you can get Galleon from Uranus as well, too high a level, in my opinion. You can get Orcan Cells from Ceres. Okay, Neurodes, this is the one. This is the one that I hate farming for. You can get it on Earth. Dark Sector Excavations seem to be the best way, or you can just play like a normal defense. There is no survivals here on Earth. If you want to play a survival to get these, you're going to have to go ahead and play it on Eris. At least I think that's what the planet's called. Eris. Is it Eris? Yes, it's Eris. So you can play survivals here and get them, but it's against Infested, and I don't really like playing against Infested because they're scary. Not really. I just find the Infested faction really annoying to play against. But again, these planets are not the only way to actually get resources. So we're going to be looking at the other ways to actually get resources in Warframe. Now, as I mentioned, you can play the Voids to get Orcan Cells. Orcan Cells is probably one of the more, rare sort of material to get. You can get them like in stacks of 3 if you play a T4 survival. You can get them in stacks of 1, I think, if you play T1, T2 survival, and then I think you can get them in stacks of 3 and T3. So it goes, play T1, T2 missions, you can get 1 Orcan Cell per reward. It's only in survivals and defenses. And then if you go the same thing, you can get them as rewards, survival and defenses in T4 and T3. But instead, you'll be getting 3 a time instead of 1, if you know what I mean. Another resource that you can get in the Void is, Argon Crystals. Argon Crystals are really weird, in fact. Like, if I have any Argon Crystals on me at the minute, I'll show you how they work. So, whenever you're in your Foundry, if you press the square button, you'll see everything you own. Okay, at the minute I have 2 Argon Crystals, it's up there in the top left. I have 2, and you see it has a timer on it. Basically, whenever that timer runs out, my Argon Crystals are going to decay, and then they're not going to be usable, so I'm not going to be able to use those Argon Crystals, which really sucks. It's just like, whenever you get an Argon Crystal, you have to use it there and then. If you don't want it to decay, you can't, like, stock up in those. It's really annoying, in my opinion, but most of the time, I like playing Voids. I play Voids a lot, so I'm never really on a shortage of Argon Crystals. Whenever I come in Warframe, I usually do like a couple of Voids a day, so I usually get 1 Argon Crystal drop, and you're not really required to have so much Argon Crystals, so okay, Derelict. Derelict, you can get Orcan Cells and you can get Neurodes from here, but they're very rare drops. You're mainly going to get Nanospores and Mutagen Samples, which is really annoying. Mutagen Samples are like the most annoying drop, and so is Nanospores. You get so much of it. You mainly get Neurodes from playing the defense, Orcan Derelict defense. This is a good place to level, but if you're farming, I would recommend bringing a Vauban and a Necros to just kill the enemies. But we're going to get into frame choices in a minute. Like, there's a multitude of different ways that you can run farming in Warframe. So, for example, the Warframe that I'm playing as right now, his name is Necros. He is like the Grim Reaper Warframe, or the Dark Warframe, whatever you want to call him. He's a pretty okay Warframe. I'm not going to say he's the best, because he's not the best. He looks cool. He does really look cool, in my opinion. Like, the way I have him, it just looks cool, and the way his animation goes looks cool. But basically, what his main ability is that people use him for is an ability called Desecrate. And what that does, it allows the enemy to reroll their drop table. So whenever you kill an enemy, you use Desecrate, you spam Desecrate, and their body's going to disappear, and it's going to give them a chance to drop another item from their drop table. So, for example, another mod, another component from the planet that they're on, etc., etc. Now, this is mainly going to be used in survival, so they drop more of the survival, the little life capsules, so they give you an extra 3% on your life support. But you can use them in excavation as well to drop more power cores. Now, this is very, very, very good on its own, like just for farming stuff, but how I like to do it and how me and my friends like to do it is if I have a group of 4, I know some of you guys in particular, you like to play Warframe with your friends, and maybe you have access to your friends all the time. Maybe you all enjoy the game. My friends don't particularly all enjoy the game, so I'm usually stuck on my own and recruiting chat. But if you have like a sick group of people and you like playing the game, and you can communicate through Skype or TeamSpeak or whatever, basically what you can do is you can use each other's frames to your own advantage to farm. So say one day you should dedicate your whole group to farming a resource like a day or something, For example, neural sensors. Okay, neural sensors are pretty. You need neural sensors to build Warframe helmets. So, we want to get neural sensors. Let's see. We're gonna go to which planet is it? Jupiter. We're gonna go play a survival on Jupiter. Let's say let's play Ilera, or we can play the IO defense. Doesn't really matter, but I would go with Ilera. We're gonna go ahead and play that there. Now, what would be the best frames to actually do that? Okay, right. Taking into consideration each frame's abilities, taking into consideration how there's augments for Warframes, taking into consideration how easy or hard these Warframes are to get. For a beginner group, this is going to be harder to set up. This is more like an advanced way of farming items, but if you can pull this off in some way, maybe just like leeching on to someone in recruiting chat, you're going to get a lot of resources now. Okay. Necros is a very easy Warframe to get. I'm not saying go ahead and get him straight away, but basically you build these Orc and Derelict Assassination, and you should have these from playing Orc and Derelict Exterminates. You get these Lephentis nav coordinates, or they used to be called Golem nav coordinates, I don't know when they changed the name. But you build those there, and you're going to be able to go in and kill this boss known as Lephentis. Now, I recommend, most of you guys actually who play the game have already progressed on a little bit, or watch my tutorials even, you've already progressed on a little bit, so basically you go in, you kill Lephentis, and there's 3 stages to this boss fight. Well, kind of 3 stages. There's 3 heads, and you have to kill the 3 heads, and each head can drop like a Neurode or a Oracle Cell, so you're getting components there. And you're killing another stage of the boss, again, another chance to drop Oracle Cell and Neurode. And then at the end, he'll drop a Necros part. So once you get all the Necros pieces and build him, that's basically, everyone should go and get a Necros. I mean, like everyone should have a Necros. Everyone should have a Necros ready, because you never know whenever a team's going to need a Necros. So once you have a Necros, you know, Necros is pretty easy build. You just want to be able to spam Desecrate. So we have a build here where I can spam, so I've got the max efficiency on there, and I've got max range, so then it covers a wide area with like a good sort of energy capacity, and then the vitality letting me stay alive. I've got natural talent on there to cast it really fast because Necros is very slow, and then prime continuity is just for his other abilities, but that's, you don't really need to worry about that. Okay, so once you have a Necros completely done and built, what you're going to want to do is you want to go and get another Hydroid for your team. Not everyone needs to have Hydroid, just sort of get a Hydroid. And you're going to be aiming to get this augment mod called Pilfering Swarm. What it says there is Tentacle Swarm Augment. Enemies killed by tentacles have a 100% chance at additional drops. So basically, anytime a tentacle kills an enemy, it's going to give you an extra drop. And the more power strength you have on, the more drops it's actually going to spew out. So I have max power strength on this, what's he called, Hydroid. Okay, when we have max power strength on Hydroid, so then he's going to be dropping a lot. So basically what you can do is you and the Necros can sit up in a corner in the survival, hit the Tentacle Swarm, and then that's going to block off an area, so the enemies are going to be trying to run at you. They're going to be running in at you, and the Tentacle Swarm is going to be killing them, making them like drop things, and then the Necros is going to be desecrating those enemies and going to be dropping even more resources for you. So that's how it works. Now again, if you want to do this successfully, you guys should have mag. You should know that there is an augment called Greedy Pull. I don't actually have it right now, but there's an augment called Greedy Pull, and that allows you to stand in one place and pull every mod and every resource into you. I think you get it from the parent sequence, actually. Let's see. Residence, that's a nice mod. It's not with the parent sequence, is it? There it is, okay. Pull augment adds 100% chance to pull pickups towards mag. So anything that your Warframe can pick up will be pulled in towards mag. So if you're just camping there, you have the Tentacle Swarm up, you have a Necros desecrating, and you have your mag pulling everything in, you're going to have unlimited energy, you're going to get all the resources that have ever dropped in the map, and you're just going to be getting tons of resources. Now I recommend having 2 Hydroids, 1 mag, and 1 Necros. That's how personally I would do it, so you're having 2 Tentacle Swarms up, more chance to kill the enemies, and make sure you have that Pilfering Swarm mod on, make sure you have max strength on, or else this won't work. You have those both on, 2 hydroids having that build on that I showed you guys, and then having a mag just greedy pulling, and then the Necros desecrating. That way you're holding off an area, you're getting every resource, you're getting unlimited energy, and you're just going to be in a complete loop of getting resource after resource after resource after resource. Now, that is probably the more advanced way to farming. You can do things to actually speed up the farming process. You can go in and you can go to equipment, go to boosters, and then you can buy resource booster and resource drop chance booster. So this one basically just gives Oricon cells, neural sensors, things like that there, a higher chance to drop, and this one doubles the amount of pickups you'll get. So say an enemy drops 1 Oricon cell, instead of getting 1, you'll get 2. So that there type of thing. So the blue one here, resource drop chance, more chance. This one just doubles the amount that you'll pick up. Okay. So for smaller items, they're really not too hard to get. Just play survivals, play dark sector defenses, things like that there, and you should be good to go. I mean, they're not really too hard to farm. Morphics may be a thing that some like lower level players need to get. I do recommend just playing defenses. You'll get those pretty easy. I mean, that does have a pretty decent drop chance. And I think that is about it. There's nothing really else to say about resource farming, to be quite honest. Ally plates, you see I have tons of those. Argon crystals, circuits, I have tons. I mean, once you get into the routine of farming, it's going to be pretty easy. I mean, especially if you have this setup. So anyway guys, I think that's going to be it for this video, but I just want to give you guys a heads up. I'm going to be, I don't know if I should say it, I don't know what way to say it, but I'm going to be, I have a surprise for you guys. Some of you may like it, some of you might not even use it whatsoever, but over summer I'm going to be doing something for you guys to communicate with you guys a little bit more, and you guys are going to be able to play with me, and then, you know, we're going to get a lot of stuff done on Warframe. And any of you guys who needs help on Warframe on PS4, I'm going to be able to help you. So, yeah, it'll be announced, I would say, I'll try and make it for Saturday. I'll try to post a video on it Saturday, and then that'll be it. So anyway guys, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, hit that like button below, and you want to see more content like this, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.